Hey Southeast, I hope you're doing well. I hope you are staying warm. Hey, I wanted to show you something that I read this morning in my prayer time, and it's found in Psalm 57. And the context of this passage is that you had King Saul, and then following King Saul, because the throne was taken from him, was King David. And Saul tried to kill David on multiple occasions. So he was chasing down after David, trying to kill him. And there was this moment where David was hiding in a cave. And that's when this psalm was written. So David was there. He recognized his call in his life that he would eventually be king, but it wasn't his time yet. And in the meantime, it felt like his whole life was crashing around him. It seemed like Saul was going to kill him. And so here's what he writes when everything is going wrong, when he's feeling the pressure of life. Here's what he says. He says, "Be merciful to me, O God. Be merciful to me. For in you my soul takes refuge. In the shadow of your wings I will take refuge." And I love this little line here. It says, "Till the storms of destruction pass by." In other words, he recognized that he was in a storm, but he recognized that God was going to see him through that storm, that he could shelter underneath the wings of God. It wasn't that David was going to be removed from the situation, it was that God was going to see him through it. And then he turns and he says, as he's crying out to God Most High, to God who fulfills his purpose for me. So he's sitting there, he's like, I'm trusting you, God. I'm trusting that you're going to fulfill my purpose. He goes on and he says, "He will send from heaven and save me. He will put to shame him who tramples on me. God will send out his steadfast love and faithfulness." And we see this incredible amount of trust. I think that's one of the reasons why we see that David is described as a man after God's own heart. And it was that life was pressing him, but he recognized that God has a purpose for him and that God will see him through. And then, of course, David was not about glorifying himself. He was all about glorifying God. So he gives this concern in the beginning of the psalm, but then he finishes the psalm with praising God. He says, "For your steadfast love is great to the heavens, and your faithfulness to the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be all over the earth." And I just want to encourage you. I don't know what you're going through right now. Maybe everything's going great in your life, but I suspect that there is a moment. Maybe you've been through it, maybe you're going through it, or you will go through it, where it's just like it feels like everything is crushing around you. Your relationships aren't working, your job is not working. In fact, you don't even know your purpose, and you're just kind of stuck. I just want to remind you that you can find shelter under the wings of God, and that he is the one who gives you purpose. Not the social media, not your family, not any of those things. None of those things give you purpose. God alone gives you purpose. And that you can trust him because he will shelter you in the storms and he will see you through those storms. And it's when we recognize that even in our storms, when we recognize the faithfulness, the steadfast love of God, it's in those storms that we can continually say, despite everything that's going on, glory to God in the highest. Let your glory be all over the earth. I got a couple things I want to share with you. One is coming up this weekend, we have our monthly food bank and clothing closet, and that is from Saturday from 9 o'clock until 11. If you need food or you need clothing, or you know someone who does, from 9 o'clock until 11, come and show up, grab what you need. We just want to love on you that way. If you'd like to help, there are two ways to help. One is showing up on Saturday morning. We always need volunteers on Saturday morning, and we ask the volunteers to get there at 8 to help set up, put things out, take things down when we're done, all that stuff. But also on Friday, the truck usually shows up about 2:30 to 3. If you want to drop by the church and help unload the truck, that would be fantastic. Also coming up this weekend, on Sunday, we have our student ministry multi-church dodgeball tournament. So if you are a student, 6th grade through 12th grade, I'd love to have you join us for that. It's going to be a blast. Dodgeballs flying, all the stuff that goes with that. And then also this Sunday, we are going to continue our sermon series through the Gospel of John. Southeast, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and God bless.